Hey guys, I'm 24 years old and this is my EDC. So starting with the basic stuff, the most obvious, this is my everyday carry pistol. It's a SigSaur P365 XMacro, and it's in a crossbreed seconds holster, which I'll get to in just a second here. But the pistol itself has served me really well. It's better than my previous carry pistol for the past few years, which has been a Glock 26. And with this I have much more modularity, customization options, and of course much better capacity. So personally I opted to go for the Streamlight TLR7 sub with the SigSaur mount, or that might be the 1913 mount actually. Yes it is. And I went for the Holosun 407K just because I thought with my astigmatism that the larger dot, as opposed to on the 507K with the smaller 2 or 3 MOA dot, I thought the larger 6 MOA dot would serve me better with my astigmatism, but it turns out it doesn't really matter too much, and the astigmatism is going to show its colors regardless. But this full-size ported model of the 365 is fantastic, and I've been super happy with it so far. Generally, I carry with me at least 2 extra magazines, plus 1 in the gun. And if I'm not doing that, I'll keep 1 in the truck, and I'll just carry 1 on me if I'm wearing sweatpants or something that's a bit too heavy to carry all that extra weight with. But having all these rounds on me with all the rounds in the gun has just proven to give me so much peace of mind, and I'm really, really happy with it. So here's the holster I was talking about. This is actually a crossbreed holster. I didn't order directly from them, but it's from a website called Crossbreed Seconds, where you can get blemished or returned holsters from Crossbreed for a fraction of the price. This one I got for maybe $20, and it's custom molded for the 365 XMacro with the TLR7 sub. It's not the greatest holster on the planet, not the best quality, but it's a custom Kydex holster, and then, there's nothing more to it than that. It's served me really, really well so far. I just had to make a few adjustments as far as the clip height and the depth, and I just had to adjust a couple screws to fit retention, and every so often you're going to have to maybe tighten that down a bit. But yeah, this holster is fantastic, especially for the money. I'm not going to plan on upgrading that until I really, really need to. And you're going to see that that's a common theme with a lot of my setup here. So that's the firearm aspect of my everyday carry right there. That's the 365X macro with the holster and the 2 extra magazines that I usually carry. But now moving on to some other stuff here. I'm about to slide over what I think is my cell phone. So basic iPhone 13. I believe that's the 13. I don't even know. Who cares what model it is? It's just a phone at the end of the day, right? But it's got the 3 cameras. And this phone case is particularly interesting because it's a QuadLock case. I ride a motorcycle on occasion, and on that motorcycle I have a QuadLock mount. So that quadrilateral, whatever you want to call it, mount just slides onto the same shape, corresponding shape on the mount, clicks in, and that's it. So as far as flashlight's concerned, this is a X300 Ultra. I know a lot of guys are anti-flashlight, a lot of guys are pro-flashlight, but this is what I carried for a long, long time. This used to be on my Glock 45 that sits on my nightstand, and I would take it off every time I would go out. And because I didn't have an actual dedicated handheld flashlight, I would carry this Surefire X300, which is 600 lumens, and it served me really well for the purpose, or for what I needed it for. But the thing is that it's only 600 lumens. It's really expensive, and it's not worth losing something like this outside or wherever you might go. It's also not made for everyday carry, right? It's a pistol mounted light for a reason, and the charge doesn't last very long at all, even with quality batteries. If you're using that for any fraction of the day, then it's not going to last you long at all, and you're going to need to change the batteries pretty frequently. So I opted to upgrade it, and I replaced it very recently with the brand new SigSaur Foxtrot EDC. This is the compact model that only fits 1 CR123 battery inside. And I opted to put on a Thyrm Switchback. So the Thyrm Switchback is what you see around my finger there. It's just the keyhole for your finger, along with, on the same module, the new clip system, which is a lot more robust, and it's a lot thicker than the stamped metal one that comes on the EDC Foxtrot. But this is 1300 lumens compared to the previous 600 of the Surefire X300 that I would carry, and it's really, really fantastic. I'm really happy with this light. I know a lot of people aren't SIG fans, but I'm really happy with it. It comes with this CR123 rechargeable battery, which is awesome, and it comes with the requisite hardware that you need to charge that. I believe it's a USB-C cable. But so far, I've only used this light a little bit. I'm a bouncer on the weekends at a local bar, and I've decided to use it for that, and it's worked fantastic. I'm so happy with it, especially with this Thyrm Switchback on it. I'll put the link for that in the description. But it's a really fantastic product, and I'm really happy with the Sig light as well. It's a perfect size. I'm glad I didn't get the full size one. It's awesome. Super, super happy with it. The only thing I'm not happy with is how I'm fumbling to put the battery in correctly in this clip, but I finally seem to have gotten the head on right, and it'll probably work just fine there. But I did have an issue getting the Thyrm on. It's not the easiest thing to install. You do have to make sure that it fits your particular light. It's got to be a 1-inch diameter light. This one is like 0.98, I think. So I had a little bit of an issue getting it on, but once I got the O-ring on there, a couple things that it comes with, it seemed to work pretty well. On occasion, I can get this flipped around my finger pretty nicely. It makes a nice fidget tool when you're bored, but very, very bright light. Super, super happy with it. So this is my knife. This is a Kershaw flip knife. I don't know the particular model of this, but it's this really, really sleek, smooth, charcoal gray color. It's really, really awesome. I love this knife. I've had it for a long, long time. I sharpen it when I need to, but generally speaking, it stays pretty damn sharp. I don't use it too often, but when I need it, it's there. It's got a little clip for my pants, and the flip is really smooth as well. It opens really, really nicely. I've had this knife for a long, long time. I used to carry a Spyderco. My dad got me one with the little thumb hole that you flip it open with, as opposed to the assisted opening on this Kershaw with your finger. The thumbhole Spyderco, it pales in comparison to this knife. It was much sharper out of the box, and it cut a lot better than this one did. But if you can sharpen this one yourself or get it sharpened professionally, then it's going to serve you a lot better than that Spyderco, at least in my opinion. So here's the knife. Here's the light. And coming up, you've got the gun, the 2 mags, and the cell phone. And that makes my entire EDC. As a 24-year-old dude, I've been carrying, I don't know, since I was probably 17. I know I shouldn't say that, but it's true. I've been carrying a firearm for a long, long time before it was legal for me to do so. And this is what I've learned works for me over the course of this period of time that I've been carrying. And I've also learned that you don't need the most expensive shit, right? So here's an example of that. This is my belt that I use. This is just like a Macy's or JCPenney's belt that belonged to my dad, actually, and he let me borrow. I use a couple of different belts of the same style, the same quality, but I don't have an EDC like gun belt, and I don't feel that I need one because my gun mounts perfectly fine to this. And believe it or not, I wear this belt with normal pants, of course, with belt loops, and I also wrap this thing around my waist when I'm wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt like I am right now. And I just put the pants or the waistband over top of the belt, and I tie my waist tie, whatever you want to call it, and that's it. I call it a day. It works really, really well for me. It retains my firearm. It's not going to fall out. It's not going to slip out. It doesn't feel unstable. I mean, sure, is it better than perhaps a dedicated gun belt? Probably not. But do I need to spend the money on that? No, I don't think so. So yeah, this is my EDC as a 24-year-old. I hope that was insightful to somebody. Hope it was helpful to somebody. Probably not. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to show you guys what I carry.